Hello and welcome to ReginaldESQ. I'm Underhook and this is the second in our series, Player of the Week. Yes, I called it Player of the Week, but this is actually the second one, and I think the first one was about 3 months ago, so probably should be Player of the Quarter. But anyway, what I'm doing this to is to feature a person who does something a bit silly in World of Tanks. And in this case, there's two people who do something a bit silly. One of them is the IS driver on our team, and the other one is me. Now, I don't want to make fun of this person or say that this person is a bad person in any way, because I think what it might be is just a little bit of inexperience, perhaps on the other player's part, and they might not have realised what they were doing. That it was... what would you say? Poor etiquette, perhaps? Anyway, as you can see, I'm in the T-29 Tier 7 American Heavy Tank, and it's a fantastic tank. There's a German RU-251, and we get a nice shot into the side of him. So yeah, it's a Tier 9 match. The enemy has 3 Tier 9s on their team, and a bunch of Tier 8s. Tier 7, so we're on the bottom of the rank, but so long as I don't give my hull to anyone, it's not going to matter too much. Now, that shot missed. Yeah, so accuracy isn't the biggest plus on this tank. Basically, this is a tank with a gun that does a fair bit of damage. We missed again there, went straight into the dirt. It's got a great turret that everyone probably knows. It's got a really good turret. The hull is a little weak against heavies of its own tier and above, and TDs, but against mediums and lights the hull holds up okay, or the front of it does anyway. But the turret is a beast, and even in a Tier 9 game you can bounce quite a few shots off the turret. So long as they're not TDs. Some TDs can punch through it, but most tanks have trouble with it. The Cupola is a little weak though, but it's hard to hit. So yeah, I thought I'd show you most of this game anyway, so you can sit back and enjoy the game, and then I'll let you know when the Player of the Week makes his or her appearance. I'm being cautious because I am Tier 7 in a Tier 9 game. Oh, we get a nice shot there. So you can see all I'm showing is just the top of my turret, waiting for my gun to reload. Get another shot into this guy if he's still there. He was tracked, and we finish him off with that final shot there, a blind shot. So that was nice. So yeah, if you can just sort of show your turret, and if someone's aiming at you, just move your turret around to keep the cupola, make it harder to hit. The tank is a beast. Once you get out into the open though, this tank, the hull gets decimated by tanks, heavy tanks of its own tier, or TDs of its own tier. So you just got to be a little bit careful when you move away from a hull down position. But this map is very good for this tank because there's lots of nice hills. There is artillery in this game, but they've only got a Crusader SP, and whilst it is a rapid firing SPG, it doesn't do a lot of damage per shot and doesn't have very high penetration. So he probably won't even shoot at me, simply because of the fact of my armor being quite good. The chance of him doing reasonable damage on me is slim. So most SP artillery would say, yeah, I'm not going to bother with that T-29. Chance of, yeah, he could actually hit me and do no damage. And you can see there the Comet just bounced off us as well. I wonder where the Comet shot us then. Now you can see there we've got a few marks in the hull. Now you can see there a round did penetrate the ears on the side of the tank there. I call them ears. They don't count as a hitbox, so even though it penetrated, it doesn't actually count as a hit, those little boxes on the side. Oh, here we go. Inden. And yes. It was accurate that time. Now, I see the Panther going down there. I'm going up to head up the Panther, because if that Panther starts shooting me in the side, I'm in big trouble. Unfortunately, I'm copping some hits in the side on the way down. You can see there, the Comet was able to penetrate me. So the VK aiming straight at the flat part of its turret, and it goes in. Now the Panther's having a go at me. Tier 7 German medium tank. I have reviewed that tank. It's a tank that has a low damage gun. You can see his shots aren't doing a lot of damage, 120, 127, 130, but it's extremely good penetration. He has no trouble at all penetrating my armor. Actually, can we see where he's penetrating me? Yeah, straight through the hull. And yeah. So yeah, it's the kind of tank where it penetrates well, but it needs to stay at range, the Panther. It's not really very maneuverable for a medium. So, okay, well he gets finished anyway. Yeah, not very maneuverable, although it does have a good top speed, but it doesn't turn very well. It's not a kind of medium you can fight and circle tanks in. So it needs to stay at range. So you can muscle them if you get close and just blast them, but from a distance, they're very annoying. So have we got a shot on this IS? No, he's on the other side of the hill there. So, okay, I moved down to try and take on the Panther, but that was a bit of a bold move. But other than that, you can see I've been pretty cautious. No, that Leopard's on the other side of the hill. This is a tank, though, that you do kind of have to be cautious, even in your own tiers, simply because the hull arm's a bit weak. You really need to move from one hull down position to another hull down position. Now, I'm going to line up this RHM. I can just see the edge of his tank past the building. I'm contemplating a tracking shot, but I'm not sure. I'm just going to pan back a little bit. You can see there, this IS just ran flat into the back of me and knocked my aim off. And now, rather than going around me, he decides to rub up and scrape my tank so I can't aim. Then he stops right in front of where my gun was pointing. So, he's our player of the week. Unfortunately, our second player of the week was me, because I decided to shoot him to teach him a lesson, and he caught fire and died. Oops. So, as you can see, my T29 on the left of the screen has turned blue, which means I've been a naughty player. And you stay blue for a while. I stayed blue for about, I don't know, only about 10 games, I think, and then I came good again. But I think if you shoot someone else again while you're blue, you're cactus. Yeah, I just wanted to give him a warning shot. He was obviously turning his gun back towards me then to probably have a return shot at me, but yeah. And I don't think he was a bad person. I think he probably just didn't realise that running to the back of someone, when you do that, usually you say sorry, and then scraping along the side of them, knocking their aim off the entire time, and then stopping in front of their gun, blocking whatever they were aiming at, is poor etiquette. Anyway, I'm just going to speed it up now because not much happens for a little while. Our team is capping, even though it's pretty even numbers wise. And I line up there on that T541 and get a shot into him. He gets a shot into me as well. He bounces his next shot because I basically side scrape. I now repair my track so he can't get my back. And I'll slow it down to normal speed. That's at 2 times now. And basically, is he going to come round the back and try and get me in the back because I've got my gun pointed there? Nah, he's too smart. Oh, is he coming? Is he coming? I'm going to get a shot on him. Yeah. Oh. Oh, we capped. Game over.